Cosby waking up a free man this morning after a stunning ruling by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, which overturned his sexual assault conviction.
The 83-year-old was sent to prison after more than 50 women came forward accusing him of sexual assault. Cosby served 3 years of his sentence and this morning is back home in Philadelphia. So joining us this morning is attorney Gloria Allred, who represented more than 30 of Cosby's accusers. Good morning, Gloria. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me.
First up, it seems like Cosby was released on a technicality, which doesn't necessarily prove his innocence. Did this decision catch you by surprise at all, or did you expect it coming?
And that's a very important point that you made, because certainly the decision of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court yesterday was not a decision on the merits of whether or not Mr. Cosby did commit the actions of which he was accused. I was surprised that that was the basis for their decision, but that's what it is. The court alleges that, or the court decided that there had been a non-prosecution agreement with Mr. Cosby because he thought he wouldn't be prosecuted. He then testified in the civil lawsuit brought by Andrea Constant, and he made incriminating statements, the Supreme Court said, in that deposition, giving his testimony under oath. If he had thought he would have been prosecuted or could have been, he wouldn't have testified in Andrea Constant's civil case. He would have invoked his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and declined to testify. And so he relied to his detriment, and therefore the court said that promise not to prosecute needed to be enforced, and that is why he was released yesterday.
So here's the thing, though, because it was an unwritten deal that was made back in 2005, everything that you're just speaking of, right? So what is next? Could there be any legal ramification since this was an unwritten deal? Can he be tried again, for example?
You're correct. It was not in writing. There was only a press release by Bruce Castor, the then DA. And there was a lot of arguments in courts below as to really whether there was an agreement. Andrea Constant's lawyers said they weren't aware of any agreement not to prosecute. But no, he's not going to be able to be prosecuted in Pennsylvania in reference to the charge filed by the prosecutors for Andrea Constant. And I don't know of any other criminal case that's pending in the United States, but maybe there's something I don't know about. I do know this, however. I have a civil lawsuit against Mr. Cosby pending here in Los Angeles in LA County Superior Court in Santa Monica, in which I represent a woman, Judy Huth, who alleges that in her lawsuit that she was the victim of child sexual abuse by Mr. Cosby at the Playboy Mansion. And we have been awaiting this decision by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court to see what the result would be. And now we're going back to the court in LA next month. And at that time, when we have a status conference, the court will probably set a date to conclude discovery and also potentially to set a date for trial. In the discovery, we are going to be able to take the deposition of Mr. Cosby, his testimony under oath. He'll have to take the oath to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help him God. And he will have to answer our questions, because now, because of the Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision, he can't invoke the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. He will have to answer those questions. So we're looking forward to that day, which is long overdue. And we'll see what his answers to our questions will be.
That could be very key to hear what he has to say, especially after all this. But what about, that's a civil case, but on the criminal side, right, which the Supreme Court let him go by, is there a chance that of those 50 women, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that, could they go in their respective states or any other state and file criminal charges?
It depends, because there is a different statute of limitations for criminal prosecutions in each state. It's not the same in each state. And it's different for adult survivors of adult sexual abuse than for adult survivors of child sexual abuse. And so the law has also been changed. I testified in 3 states, in California, Nevada, and Colorado, to either lengthen or to eliminate the statute of limitations, which is the arbitrary time period set by law during which a a prosecution must begin or a civil lawsuit must begin, or if it doesn't begin, then it's too late. And so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I don't know whether anyone can still be eligible to, proceed with
quickly,
a civil
though, Gloria,
case or file a crime
we're
report.
out of time, but I wanted to know, have any of the women reached out to you with any kind of response to what's happened in Pennsylvania?
Well, yes, and I mean, I have spoken with, I represented the majority of the witnesses, the prior bad act witnesses who testified.
What are they saying?
Both criminal cases. Janice Baker Kinney, who's one of my clients who testified, said she was stunned, that she was still processing it, but today she said she feels that from her point of view, he'll never be innocent no matter what the courts say.
Right. Gloria Allred, we appreciate you joining us, waking up early on the West Coast to talk about this important case moving forward. Keep us posted on what's happening civilly. We'd like to keep up with you on that one, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you as well.